Order. End of question time. Ministerial statement. Minister for Health.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for allowing me to make a statement on the recent cyber attack on SingHealth IT system. Several MPs have also asked about the incident, and I will address their questions in my statement. Sir, what we encountered was a sophisticated and unprecedented cyber attack. Personal particulars and outpatient dispensed medicines of SingHealth's patients were accessed and copied. Let me once again apologize to our patients for this incident. Our healthcare families' priorities are not just to provide good patient care, but also to safeguard the confidentiality of their data. This is a very serious cyber attack. The attacker accessed SingHealth's system through an initial breach on a front-end workstation, circumvented the multi-layered security barriers by using advanced and sophisticated tools, and then gained privileged credentials to access the database. This is not the work of casual hackers or criminal gangs, but a sophisticated and resourceful hacker. Let me provide a quick recap of the incident based on what we know thus far. On 4th of July 2018, data administrators of our Integrated Health Information System, or IHIS, detected unusual activity on one of SingHealth's IT databases. IHIS is the technology organization that administers the IT systems for the public healthcare sector. The immediate priority of the team was to stop the unusual activity and block the connections to prevent further access. As a result, we prevented further loss of data, and no further exfiltration has been detected since 4th of July. Concurrently, the IHIS team immediately investigated the suspicious activity to determine its nature and whether it was malicious. This process took time as our hospital systems process millions of data queries daily. There will always be a number of unusual processes that need to be investigated, and most of these turn out to be legitimate activities. Furthermore, the attacker was careful to remove its traces as it worked, making investigation harder. On 10th of July, IHIS confirmed from its investigation that it was a cyber attack and informed SingHealth, Ministry of Health, and the Cybersecurity Agency, or CSA. Thereafter, several streams of tasks were carried out concurrently. An interagency team comprising MOH, IHIS, SingHealth, MCI, and CSA worked closely together to contain the cyber attack and undertake measures to prevent further attacks. We implemented additional containment and monitoring measures, such as restricting user access, blocking additional connections, resetting security tokens, mandating password changes for users, and heightened monitoring of IT systems across our public healthcare sector. At the same time, a separate team in IHIS supported SingHealth's efforts to assess the extent of the data affected and identify the patients these data belong to, and planning for patient engagement to inform them of the incident. The cyber attack has resulted in the personal particulars of 1.5 million SingHealth patients being accessed and copied. This includes name, NRIC number, address, gender, race, and date of birth. Of this, 160,000 had information on their outpatient dispensed medicines accessed. However, no phone numbers, passwords, or credit card information were accessed. All records in SingHealth's IT system remain intact and are unaltered. IHIS staff combed through detailed access logs to confirm that the databases were not tampered with. Patient care has not been compromised, and services were not disrupted during the period of the cyber attack. Despite the additional cybersecurity measures, we detected further malicious activity on our networks, but no further patient data were accessed or copied. We decided to effect internet surfing separation for SingHealth on 19 July to minimize the risk of further intrusion and exfiltration. On 20th July, we assessed that the situation has been stabilized and informed the public of the cyber attack, even while investigations were ongoing. Between 20th and 23rd of July, SingHealth sent SMS notifications to about 2 million patients who visited its healthcare institutions between 1st May 2015 and 4th of July 2018 to inform them whether their personal information or medication information were affected. Let me just clarify that this includes patients who visited SingHealth during this period, but whose data were not affected. SingHealth also set up an online data check through the SingHealth website and Health Buddy application and expanded its call centers to attend to queries from patients. Many of our colleagues from the healthcare family were mobilized at short notice to help manage the situation and address patient concerns about the cyber attack. I would like to thank them for stepping up in this time of need. Patient well-being is our top priority. This includes safeguarding the confidentiality of patient data as well as ensuring safe and effective patient care. We face the constant challenge of striking the right balance between having stronger cybersecurity safeguards while ensuring effective and safe patient care. To achieve this, we adopted a multi-layered approach to cybersecurity. First, prevention. Our systems are designed with defensive measures against illegal access. For example, there are multi-layer security defenses in place, both at the perimeter, guarding against threats on the internet, as well as within the perimeter to protect against unauthorized access. Vulnerability scans and tests are conducted regularly, and independent IT security audits are also carried out, with the last such audit on the affected system carried out in the second half of 2017. Second, detection. We have monitoring tools and services to detect breaches. Our systems are also designed to provide extensive, detailed activity logs for internal and external round-the-clock monitoring. Third, response. We have established operating and technical procedures and measures to contain the impact and neutralize the threat once a breach is discovered. In the event of a breach, we will also notify and work with CSA to contain and investigate the breach. Exercises are conducted regularly to ensure staff are familiar with the procedures. Beyond setting up a resilient system, we also need a culture of vigilance and cybersecurity awareness. This applies to our healthcare staff as well as our IT staff. We should always adopt safe cyber practices, watch for suspicious emails and messages, and report them to our IT departments as soon as possible. MPs have also asked about the internet surfing separation. In view of continued malicious activity that we observed, I decided to temporarily impose ISS for all our public healthcare systems. ISS was implemented for SingHealth since 19 July, and NUHS and the National Healthcare Group have done so since 23rd of July. Imposing ISS will limit avenues for attackers to enter and exit the healthcare cluster's IT systems. However, ISS has created some inconveniences as well as operational challenges for our healthcare workers and patients. We have taken precautions to ensure patient care and safety are not affected. I would like to thank our healthcare workers and patients for their understanding and support. Could we have initiated ISS earlier? ISS is not a decision to be taken lightly. In fact, even before the incident, IHIS have been working with our clusters to study and assess the feasibility of ISS and the ways to mitigate the impact on patients and healthcare professionals. Internet access is an integral part of many of our healthcare institutions' daily operations. They rely on the internet to access other systems for the delivery of some healthcare services. These include receiving and reading reports from laboratories, referrals to our private sector partners, video consultation and tele-rehabilitation, as well as the payments and claims systems. We were also learning from the experiences of other countries' healthcare IT systems and exploring alternative approaches to achieve similar protection as ISS while minimizing the impact on operations and patients. Many healthcare systems in other countries have also found it difficult to implement ISS for practical and operational considerations. Healthcare systems such as Hong Kong's Hospital Authority and Kaiser Permanente have not adopted full ISS. One possible approach we are studying and piloting is the virtual browser solution. This enables users to access the internet more safely through a set of quarantine servers. This will reduce the number of potential attack points. The virtual browser solution will be complemented by the deployment of advanced threat protection measures, which will provide additional defense against advanced cyber attacks. The deployment of ATP, or Advanced Threat Protection, had been initiated before this incident and is currently underway, expected to be completed by end of this month. Our ongoing pilot on virtual browser was scheduled to be completed by September this year. Nevertheless, given the urgency of the matter, we went ahead to implement ISS, albeit a temporary measure. To mitigate the challenges on the ground and allow the healthcare institutions to continue to operate safely, our engineers worked overnight and through the weekend to put in place temporary workaround solutions. The team continues to be on the ground to resolve the problems that have arisen as a result of ISS. Areas that have been affected include reading of diagnostic reports from laboratories, video consultation and assessment of suspected stroke patients at our emergency department. Waiting times for consultation may also be longer, as doctors may need to access references on the internet through a separate computer. There remain some issues not yet fully resolved, such as referrals to private sector partners and submission and retrieval of results from screening systems. These do not compromise patient care and safety, but affect the efficiency of our healthcare system. As a result of the security measures, some patients may experience a longer wait for consultations and receive their test results, as well as delays in checking their MediSave accounts or making their claims. The productivity and efficiency of our services may also be affected in some areas. We would like to thank our patients for their understanding as we work through these issues on the ground. Although I said ISS was a temporary measure, now that it has been implemented, we will study the impact of ISS on the ground and determine whether we can keep it as a permanent measure, at least for some part of our healthcare system. We will need to develop longer-term mitigation solutions to overcome the operational issues if ISS were to stay. Sir, the cyber attack is unprecedented. Despite our security measures, the attackers have been very patient, very persistent, and very resourceful. With advanced hacking tools, they eventually succeeded in gaining access to SingHealth's IT system. We take this seriously, as there's no reason to believe that they will not try again with even more advanced tools. Therefore, we are reviewing the cybersecurity measures of our key IT projects and strengthening them where necessary. MPs have asked about the National Electronic Health Record System, NEHR. The NEHR is a separate system that was not affected by this cyber attack. Due to the need for the system to interface with multiple external partners, the NEHR is designed differently from the systems that were infiltrated. Nevertheless, we recognize that this is an important national system of significant scale, as it will eventually house key medical records for all patients. We will therefore put the NEHR through a rigorous independent external review before we proceed with the mandatory contribution of electronic health records. We have engaged CSA and PricewaterhouseCoopers Singapore as independent third parties to help identify any vulnerabilities and recommend measures to address them. We must assure ourselves, users and patients, that the necessary safeguards are in place before we proceed with wider implementation of the NEHR. However, we should not reverse our direction in the use of technology in healthcare. Digitalization, technology, and use of data in healthcare have brought many benefits to our patients. We cannot return to the days of paper and pencils. IT systems have allowed us to greatly improve the safety and effectiveness of patient care. During an emergency where a patient is unconscious, access to his medical history in the NEHR helps doctors prescribe more effective medication and treatment in a timely manner. Data analytics help us to better understand disease patterns and plan ahead to meet our needs in the future. Automation improves productivity, reduces human errors, and enables patients to receive better care. When patients receive care beyond the hospital, integration of IT systems allows easier referrals across settings and enables better team-based care and more effective emergency response. These have to be matched with efforts to continually improve our ability to secure patients' data and the increasing robustness of the system to deal with a constantly evolving cybersecurity threat. Given the broader national cybersecurity implications, Minister Iswaran has appointed a committee of inquiry to look into this incident. We will extend our full support to the work of the committee. We look forward to its report and recommendations to further strengthen our resilience against cyber attacks. At the same time, we will be conducting a thorough review of the robustness of the cyber safeguards of our key IT systems. We will identify potential areas for improvement in cyber threat prevention, detection, and response. To do this, we will bring in third-party experts to support us in this work where necessary. Finally, we will ensure that the lessons learned and improvements needed are shared widely across both the public and private healthcare systems. We must take this cyber attack seriously. While we have implemented additional cybersecurity measures, including the ISS, we must not be complacent and assume that we are now safe from cyber attacks. Instead, we must work on the assumption that the perpetrators will continue to try with increasingly sophisticated tools and techniques and may succeed in getting through. We must all remain vigilant, learn from this, and continually strengthen our systems against evolving cybersecurity threats. Thank you.